In this video, I am going to show you how to make these modern marble keychains. I am using a 1:1 ratio of epoxy resin for this design, and I like to mark the cups with part A and part B to make it easier to remember. If you're only making one keychain, you need about 5 ml of resin. However, I'm doing a bigger batch, so I have measured out 60 ml of part A and part B to make it easier. I like to pour them out together and make sure that I scoop all the contents into the big cup. Then you need to mix the two together for about 2 to 3 minutes. This is matte flow acrylic paint. You don't need to use this brand, but just make sure that your acrylic is flow, as it is thinner and mixes in better. I put in a couple little squirts and then I mix it just to combine. This is Pinata alcohol ink in the shade of Blanco, and I put in 2 drops and then mix it together. This is Pinata Alcohol Ink Mantilla Black, and I usually start with just 1 drop and then add a little white paint. It's a little too light, so I just add another drop of black and then mix until that's well combined. So these are acrylic rounds, and they are 2 inches round, and they also come with a protective plastic layer on both sides, and you just need to take off one of the sides, the one you're working with, and just keep the other side on for now just to protect the surface. I start with the white resin. This resin domes really well, so you can take it to the very edge of the acrylic and it will stay there and not fall off the edge. Just be careful how much you put on the disc though, because you don't want it to flood and then fall off the edge. This method actually works for the hole as well, so if you take it right to the edge and are really careful, you'll notice that it doesn't flood the hole. Next I go in with the grey resin and just lightly drag the stick through, making marble lines. If you use a lot of resin, it will flood the white and mix together. I run my lighter over the surface just to pop any air bubbles that have risen, and then move to the next disc. So for this design, I'm going to use a metallic gold paint pen and make gold lines throughout. I then add a thin white layer just like I did with the first one. And then I go in with the grey and I make the lines a tiny bit thicker just to give it a different look. So for the last one, I section off a part with painter's tape, and then I fill in the blank with my gold paint marker. It unfortunately didn't give me a nice crisp line, but I just went over it again with the pen freehand, and that gave me a really good line. Back over the next layer with white resin, and then I go in again with the grey resin. Pop the bubbles that have come up with the lighter, and then put them all aside to dry for 24 hours. I am using Cricut Design Space today, but if you have a different cutting machine, the process is still the same. I've pulled in my butterfly monogram and circle SVGs, and now I will quickly show you how to add names. Start by making a shape the same size as your disc. My disc is 2 inches round. Next, type out the name and change the font. This font is not part of Design Space, so you'll need to download and install this on your computer. Play with the letter spacing and overall font size until you're happy, and make sure it fits within the disc. Select all your designs and make them one color. This will allow you to cut everything on one mat. I'm using the Cricut Joy and my SVGs that I have designed myself. The butterfly monogram and the circle are from my keychain bundles, and I'll leave a link to those in the description, along with the names of the fonts that I have used. I cut this vinyl out using the premium vinyl setting with more pressure, but you may just need to test your settings to see what cuts best with your vinyl type. So all the vinyls that I'm using here are by Cricut, and the gold is a adhesive foil and the other two are white and black vinyl. All these vinyls are permanent, and permanent is best used on a keychain. Next, I just go through with transfer tape and add my designs onto the keychains. So that is how you can make your own modern marble keychains. They look so good, they're on trend, and best of all, they're unisex. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you have. I make lots of videos just like this one, so be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you again in the next video.